So I'm going to start the meeting, and we are waiting for, I believe, just Maribel, if my counting skills are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we missing someone else?
Mike's not coming.
Oh, and Mike Sullivan, yes, who will not be here. So, yes,
Great.
we do have a quorum. All right, so welcome to our February CPA meeting. I'm going to just start off with an attendance. Chris,
Here.
Pauline,
Here.
Mary,
Yes.
Michael,
Here.
Sarah,
Here.
Rosanna,
Yes, sir.
welcome, and Jay here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So our first agenda item, as always, just reviewing and approve the minutes from our prior meetings. Did everybody get a chance to take a look at those?
Yes.
I thought they were very good. Mary, as usual, we appreciate it. The thoroughness of those. Did anybody have any questions or comments?
Nope.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion.
So moved.
Motion made in seconds. Just gonna take a vote on that. Chris,
Yes.
Pauline,
Yes.
Mary,
Yeah.
Michael,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Rosanna,
Yes, sir.
and Jay. Yes. Thank you so much. Agenda item number 2 is just public comment relating only to our FY26 applicants. I do see only one member of the public here, Sandy, and I know Sandy, who's been kind enough to join us for our prior meetings, does prefer to have a comment at the end of the meeting, which I think I'd be happy to accommodate again, if that's all right with the committee. Sandy, is that what we were thinking again?
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
May I interrupt you for a minute, Jay?
Yes.
So could you ask anybody that comes into the meeting, either a presenter or whatever, to put their name in the chat? And there are 2 people here tonight who I cannot identify. Someone with Samsung I don't know, SMA something or other.
Yep.
And then there's a person down below says RES. Oh, that must be Rosanna. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So the Samsung is
Yes,
just Jen Shatanoff, so she'll be presenting. And then we also have Rosanna's, and then Holyoke Media is here as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. So agenda item number 3, we're just going to welcome, it says Michael Moriarty. We're just going to welcome Michael Sullivan as our new CPA rep from city council. I was able to talk to Mike today. Mike, I can say, I've been chair of this committee for approaching 2 years now. Mike has always been a supporter of ours and very kind to work with in city council. So I'm looking forward to having him. Certainly we'll miss Meg, and I'm still in contact with Meg, so Meg is still very much involved, but Mike will be our new rep. So Mike he has finance subcommittee tonight, and we will be having all of our meetings on the first Wednesday of every month moving forward. So Mike will be able to join us. And Naomi, just so I don't forget, would you mind, if possible, once this meeting has been recorded, sending Mike each of the public presentation meetings so he can review those prior to our vote in March? That would be great. All right, so moving along, agenda item number 4. This is probably going to be a quick meeting. We're flying through it. The FY26 applicants, I'm not sure if everybody got an opportunity to read the email today. I got it at 1:45. I think it was sent at 1:45. I saw it at about 5 after 2. That Park and Rec will not be submitting applications this year. John just felt like he was spread too thin. He's managing a couple of active projects. One from us, and then I think 2 that involve community development block grant funds, in addition to all the other responsibilities he had. So he just felt that he was spread too thin, and he wanted to sort of punt on these applications. So he won't be joining us tonight, but we do have Jen Shatnoff from Nick's Nest, and we welcome you, Jen, to our committee. Happy to see you here. Naomi, I believe, is going to share the presentation, and then Jen, is that you're going to just sort of narrate? Is that the plan here?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Great, great. All right.
And Jen sent me pictures. So here's the first pair.
All right.
So this is the box downstairs in our basement that actually used to make the jukeboxes upstairs run. So that's the part that needs the most work because it's in pieces basically. But this is what makes when Nick's Nest, we've owned it it'll be 21 years. And the jukeboxes have never worked since we've owned it. So I don't know when they went out of commission. But what you used to be able to do is put a coin in the jukebox, and we'll see pictures of those in a couple more slides. And then you could pick a song, and a song would play, and then the Bandbox that we have on the wall would open up. So the jukeboxes, which you see right now, do not work anymore because the equipment downstairs is not. And then there's the Bandbox. The Bandbox still works. We have a switch behind the counter. We can open up the curtain, and the guys play. Some of them need some love, some are missing some body parts. But the Bandbox itself still works. It's just the jukeboxes that do not.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So those are all tied together, the jukebox
Yes.
and the Bandbox. Interesting. I hadn't realized that. I thought they were sort of just two separate.
No, they're intertwined.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
I appreciate the Holyoke history. I never knew any of this either. I love this.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people come in, they question, do these jukeboxes still work? And we're like, no, sorry. Many people a day, excuse me, ask for the Bandbox to be open so they can see it. A lot of people think it's monkeys behind there. I don't know why. I don't know if Mountain Park had a Bandbox with monkeys, but some people sometimes be like, can you have the monkeys play? And I'm like, it's not monkeys. But
Yeah.
And the little kids definitely enjoy seeing it when the Bandbox opens. So
Interesting. Okay.
So I have to thank Mike Moriarty. He's the one who got this ball rolling. He knows Brad that does this kind of work. So he's the one who kind of got this going and thought like it would be a good investment. And he did a lot of the background work for me, which was nice.
Okay. And so this, the estimate for this has gone up a bit now that Brad's gotten a chance to take a look at it. Is that right? And he's given an estimate of $20,000. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Kevin and I, we feel weird asking for money. We're always under the philosophy of you need something done in your business, you should do it yourself. So we don't necessarily need the full funding unless that is an option. But I mean, we'd be willing to take anything to help with this project because I think it would be beneficial to the business. But I mean, we wouldn't need the full 20.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's certainly it's part of the business, but it's also it sort of supersedes that in a sense for the city. I mean, it's kind of a unique situation in the the historical value to the city. All right.
From what I'm told, there's not many of them left in the United States. I don't know if that's fact or there's just stuff people tell us. I don't know, but that's what we've been told.
Okay. Naomi, would you maybe want to put up the letter from Brad, is it as well, and folks can review that and we can sort of have a discussion.
You see it? It's up. I already shared it. Can
Yeah.
people see it?
I can.
Yes.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
He's on his phone, so you can probably see it
I
because
can
of
see
the
it.
scenes.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's been up.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just open it up to questions to the committee members. If anybody has any Any specific questions? I have a couple, but I like to wait till the end, see if anyone else has anything they wanted to ask. Any committee members have any specific questions on this?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I can't see anybody's face. All I do is, in my screen, all I do is see the letter.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the way it is.
which may be a better thing, but besides that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask Jennifer, when you say it may not take $20,000 worth of labor and material, that being said, do you have any, would $15,000 be a more accurate a representation of what the repair cost and reinstallation cost be? Or
The quote is 20,000. I'm just saying we could fund some of it ourselves. So we wouldn't necessarily need like the whole 20,000 from you guys. But no, Brad's quoting it at $20,000.
okay, so that's the firm. All right, no, that's fine. That's by way of clarification. Well,
Sure.
thank you. It's certainly almost a type of Holyoke, of living history in Holyoke, that anybody who's grown up in Holyoke has gone to Nick's Nest. And when we were young, you could always use the jukebox and the band would always play. And it was kind of, it stands unique, and it still stands even more unique today than it did back in the day. It truly is a one-of-a-kind, uniquely Holyoke institution, Nick's Nest. But
Thank you.
the music and the band, as Naomi, you may be entirely correct, Naomi, and maybe one of the few in the United States that still operates. So that alone is enough to justify, well, I think at this point, funding the repair of it. I don't know how my fellow colleagues think, but it truly is unique in every sense of the word. So $20,000 is what the cost will be. Well, that's what it will be. We'll have to go from there. But thank you for your efforts in restoring this really one-of-a-kind installation.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michael. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
So if this,
Mary.
all right, so, I agree with everything that's been said about the bandbox. I do remember it playing with the jukebox, so that just says something about me. But at any rate, my questions actually have more to do with, they're more for clarification from Jay and Naomi. So if we fund this, the check goes to the vendor upon completion. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Jen
Yes.
would
Okay.
submit the invoice. The vendor would give Jen the invoice. She'd give it to us, and then we'd process the invoice and create a purchase order, and the vendor would get paid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not surprised at
It's
this.
a while, but
Okay, go ahead.
no, I'm done.
Okay, I'm not surprised at the increase. I kept thinking about the jukebox and the electrical work that would be necessary, and the fact that the only person that does this is in Iowa. So I'm not surprised at all about the figure. But do we have any kind, when we write the contract, can we say, that there'd be some kind of an insurance included so that they, or maybe I'm getting ahead of us now, so that we could be sure that the guy brought it back? I'm sure he's, on the up and up, but I just am thinking.
That's not a bad question. We had a gentleman actually come look at the equipment downstairs probably like 15 years ago. He's like, let me just take the manual with me and I can see if I can, fix it for you. And of course, we never saw the manual again. So that's actually a good question.
Okay.
So what would we be doing? Ship it? Would it be? I'm saying you would be shipping the components to Iowa, and he would be repairing them and then sending them back, or would he be coming to Holyoke to do some sort of an install or some combination of the two?
No, he would be coming to Holyoke because it says in the proposal that like all travel is included in this price. So he
Okay.
would come reinstall and test everything.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think just to your point, Mary, I think we could, we do typically have a discussion around contract terms after our funding vote. So we
Okay,
could have a discussion relative to that, just to kind of give ourselves a safety net to make sure it's such a niche thing. You know what I mean? It's like like I don't know how many people in the country do such a thing. So but yeah, I think we can put anything in the contract really. So
okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
So when he comes, we'll have to, I'm sure, Jennifer, you're prepared to treat him to a nice Nick's Nest dinner.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
definitely come back if you do that. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All right, I got just a couple of things. So just the scope of this is going to be repairing that back section. Is there a word for that? Was it the receiver or just the kind of like the motherboard of the jukebox?
Mr. Chairman, it would be referred to as a control module.
A control
That's the
module?
that's the module that takes a signal from the jukebox and then distributes it to the bandbox, and the music plays. That you define that as the control module.
So it'd be the control module plus some aesthetic work to the bandbox itself and some functional work. So it's they're moving around because they move, correct, when they're playing.
They do.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I just like to have that defined just for procedural things. Okay. And what's the timeline on this, Jen? Is this type of thing that takes 13 years, or is it like a 2-month turnaround, or what's the?
That I will have to find out.
Okay.
And then I had a question for you on that.
Yep.
Because we talked about the like it being deemed historical.
Yep.
If that, I don't know where we are with that. I don't know how we are after our last conversation with that, but how much input and say do they have? And like, does that hold things up?
Yeah, so it does. I mean, we need to have the historical, and I'm glad we're having this discussion. I plan on bringing it up in a moment anyway. So we need the as a matter of CPA state law process, we need something to either be on the state historic register, which makes it automatically eligible, which many things in Holyoke are because we're a historic city through and through. Or if it's not, some of these very specific things like the bandbox, the local historic commission can deem it historical, and that would make you eligible. So we are waiting for the historical commission to make a move on that. So we are waiting for that. I'm going to basically extend our process as long as we can to give them time. So I'm basically moving forward as if it's been deemed historical with the hope that they'll come through and say, I think it'd be hard to say that it's not. I mean, I think, and I would expect that they would. It's just a matter of, I know that they had trouble getting a quorum, and I know that, Chris has said that he's going to work towards that. So Chris, did you want to comment on that? Does that sound as
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring it to the board that we are no quorum at the moment, so we are actively looking for other volunteers to join the board, and that's it. So
Yeah, I may actually have someone for you, so I'll
Okay.
follow up with you about that.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wish I
so-
could join you, Christopher, but I'm pretty tapped out. I'm sorry.
You're on
What's
too
a-
many already, Roseanne.
I know, I
Maxed
can't.
out.
I have
Plus
someone
coaching.
too, Chris, so I'll send you
That
an
would be
email.
great. Yes, we are actually in the process of trying to combine the local historical commission Fairfield, but there's been a lot of legal issues. So, but both commissions are without quorum at this time, so we're both in a lurch right at the moment.
Yeah, so Jen, we're gonna do whatever we can from a CPA perspective to make that work. We have a lot of flexibility. The law is very clear. I do need that approval, and I did try to find other ways to get around it, and there's just nothing. So But yeah, so that's definitely something we're gonna have to figure out. But Naomi, did you have some
Wondered if anybody on the committee knew, is it difficult to get the state to deem it historic? I mean,
That
yes.
was, I
it's
almost
another
wanted to
avenue.
mention, that might be something, an option, that we could actually look into as well. I would be happy to do some outreach on that if you want, Jay.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I think I
Okay.
just wanna, I just think it's an interesting project, and I
Yes,
think
yes.
I think I think most folks would agree that it's certainly a historical significance. I think that's the term in the state law, historically significant to our city, and I think that's what we're doing here. So, but yeah, so Jen, I'll just keep in contact with you
Okay.
on that part of it, and certainly we'll keep the committee members informed as well on what we're working on. Mary.
We didn't hire the consultant this year, right?
We did not. No, we did not. So we had some it was mostly just straightforward stuff, City Hall, and then the other project with Holyoke Health Center, which is on the state register as well. So that could be, we could have them take a look at that project.
Yeah, I was
Um,
wondering if, in a pinch, if we could just, I don't know if you could just pay them for the one project, but then it's, contracts and all that.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it is the local or state commissions that have to be the ones to determine it too. So, yeah. So going through. Great. So that's really all I had. I'd be interested in the timeline, and
I will
at
reach
some
out to
point.
Brad and I'll send you an email.
Yeah, typically we do 3-year contracts, Jen. So I mean, it's not like something that we'd be pressing you on, but just out of curiosity, I mean, it's nice. I like to see, we do a lot of work here. It's just nice to see projects get pumped out and
Right.
finished. So we'd be excited to see that, for sure. But did anyone else have any other questions or comments for Jen at this time? Naomi.
I just want to remind you, as an applicant, this was included in that package of information, but you will be required to have a sign indicating that the funding comes from the Community Preservation Act. And that'll have to be visible near I don't know if it's near the Bandbox or the juke. I have no idea. I just wanted to remind you that that's part of the contract ahead of time.
Yeah, no
and
problem.
I can comment on that too. I mean, we've had them. Sometimes they're bigger signs, but like we've done stuff with the merry-go-round, where I think the merry-go-round ones are what, like 2 inches by 3 inches, something like that. But just an acknowledgement of the funding. Essentially, it just says like this project has been funded in part by the citizens of Holyoke through the Community Preservation Act, something of that nature. So
Yeah, that's no problem.
yeah. Thank you for that reminder, though, Naomi. All right. So I think that's it for questions or comments. Jen, we appreciate.
Meg.
What's that?
I said I was channeling Megan.
Yes. Meg was always very thorough. Thank you, Jen, for coming out tonight. If we have any other follow-up questions, I'll reach out. And we are, just as a matter of our process, the committee will score these projects. So public support is one of the criteria, one of the scoring criteria. So, public letters of support and things of that nature are always helpful. So we'll be in touch about the next steps, and we do plan to vote on funding at our March meeting, which will be, I believe, March 4th. It's the first Wednesday of the month. I think it's the 4th. So that's when the committee will decide our recommendations, and then from there we still need city council approval, and then we go into the contract phase, and on we go. So we appreciate you coming out tonight, and we'll be in touch.
No, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all that the price went up, because that's some very specific work. All right, agenda item number 5 is just to review our scoring criteria. Naomi, would you mind putting that up on the screen for us? Is it already up there?
But then Sandy wanted to comment. Was that public at the very end or?
Um,
I don't know. That's what I thought.
I could
Sorry.
leave it. I could leave at this point. I learned so much from listening to this. I'm fascinated by Love the Next Nest proposal, and I don't need to stay on. I'll be interested on March 4th. Probably that's a private meeting too. Yeah.
No.
Well,
no, that'll be a public meeting. Yeah, that's everything
That's a public
will be
meeting.
open.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're welcome to come and you're welcome to comment. So we appreciate your interest in the committee and
Right. Yes. Good. I thank you for the good work that you're doing. And I have sympathy for the lack of quorum of the history. Nonprofits not getting enough board members is, yeah. It haunts our groups I'm involved with too. Best wishes.
Thanks, Sandy.
You're welcome. I will leave now.
Thank you,
Unless I
Sandy.
can find the leave button.
Namie, would you be able to put that graphic up for us?
Apologize. I have been trying to have it loaded and ready. It's nothing, and I'm having my internet, as I said at the beginning. It says my internet connection is unstable. It's spinning and spinning. I'll keep trying, but right now I can't share it.
I can get it. I can get it for us. Let me see here.
I've sent it to people like a bazillion times. Hopefully you guys have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closing other things to have, if that help.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sharing it. Sorry.
Well, Naomi, it's contained in one of the emails you sent us, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I attached it to the one with the agenda tonight. There's a physical attachment to download, and there's a link. And I've sent it previous emails too. I just think it's good to have it when you get an email about the voting. You want to have it just handy. So I have sent it several times.
Yeah, no, I think everybody's familiar with it. It hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
it's exactly well, it did change last year. Last year it was updated and Megan was a part of that, but it's exactly the same as last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
they're very slight.
Yeah, it hasn't been changed in the last 2 months.
No, not at all. No.
So,
and it was
it's okay. If you can't get it, you can't get it.
And I sent it out last week.
Yeah,
I sent it out a few days ago. So
yes. And so
But
I think
Roseanne has never been involved in this part of it before. So
that's right. Good point.
No, not in
Can
this
you
one.
share it?
I've done it with something similar. I'm trying to think.
Right.
Was it the ARPA funds, maybe? I can't remember, but I am similar with how it works, but never on this board. So I'm interested. So I've just read through it. I looked at it and going with the flow at this point.
yeah. So what what our next step is if everyone remembers is we have it's basically a survey that Naomi's prepared where we score all of the projects. So that scoring criteria is sort of the guide that we use to make those votes to complete that survey. So if everyone would just review that, and we're going to get out the survey very soon. And then that survey is important because it determines the order in which we vote on projects. So we have, the amount of money that we have, and the highest rated project goes first. And if you're voted last, we could be, we do have a fair amount of funding this year, but, hypothetically or in future years, you could be, kind of standing there without any funding left. So,
okay.
Did get
And do I have
finally.
to
It took a
vote?
long time.
Like, can I abstain?
Can you guys see it now?
Oh,
yeah, there it is. Okay, great.
why would you do that, Roseanne?
because if I'm not too familiar, like I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'll go with the flow. So I will vote with like the majority, or
Well,
if not, like I will abstain.
But
Yeah,
the
Like, I
no,
feel like I'm not as knowledgeable in what you guys are really looking for. This is new for me. So I'm just like going with the flow what you guys are going with.
no, I think honestly, I think you are Rosanna, because what we're looking for really are people with, with Holyoke experience, and I think that this is just a guide to making those determinations. So, and we can talk too and go over it a little bit. Being new, I know that it can seem like a lot, but it's definitely right in your wheelhouse. I mean, you're on a bunch of boards, you know this city well, you know what I mean? That's the important thing. The rest of this is just process, and I can help you along with that. So,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna have that survey out probably by next week, I would think. Um, and we're gonna have it open for. I think we're gonna try to have it open for a week, and then the public will also have an opportunity to weigh in. I know that survey's mostly completed. I think we're working on the translation of it. So the public will also get to vote on these projects as well. So did anyone have any questions or comments on that?
No, but maybe you want to talk a little bit more, just as a refresher, about what are the things that we're looking for when we fill in the survey. Electronically, we will have wanted to have looked at this grid and kind of given some thought to all of these different.
Yeah. So really, I think I sort of misspoke a little bit too. The public survey, it goes out first. So the public will vote on these projects, and then we'll have that information before we do our vote. But yeah,
That
I
makes
mean,
me feel better. Okay, now I see.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so each of these categories really will have we'll be able to vote 1 through 4. And you'll go through and you'll say, like, public support. Are there multiple letters of support for this project? Is there anybody that's against this project? Those are the types of things you're gonna kind of look at, and you can just decide yourself, like, is it a 4? Is it a 3? Is it a 2? you know and then each of these different categories, you'll be able to sort of look and have those thoughts, and certainly if you have any questions along the way, or if you want some more information, we can always provide that. I think there's a lot of continuity in our committee. A lot of us have been on this committee for the last couple of years, so there's a lot of experience, and everybody certainly can help out with that. Helene.
So I just also wanted to kind of clarify what we've done the last several cycles is that when we put in our answers, that creates like a full score for each project. And then my hope is Naomi is still going to do this, which is then we take it in order by the projects that get the highest rating first.
Yep.
And then so on. So we can approve fairly quickly, usually, like our highest scored projects. And then we move on to projects that maybe didn't have as high a score, but there might be, some really outstanding reason why, or things might all be fairly highly scored, but, so we're kind of, we're kind of looking at the nuances. But am I correct in that we could, not that we would or should, and I'm not saying that, we could fund everything that's applied at this point? And especially with the parks out of the running.
Yes, we should be able to. There's a couple of variables in there, so we do have to withhold funding for affordable housing.
For housing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we have to withhold a little bit of funding for the affordable housing deficit that we had the prior cycle. If you remember, we were supposed to, or just by what we got, we were supposed to do $68,000 in affordable housing, but we only received one $50,000 application. So there was an $18,000 deficit for affordable housing, which has to carry over. And then there was the admin budget, and then $15,000 that we allocated for the small grants program. So even with all of those, and I'd have to go through it now, I know it was going to be a little bit close before. We should be able to fund all the projects fully if we wanted. I mean, Nick's Nest did just add $15,000, and I'd like to, I don't want to say for sure that we can without taking a closer look, but I believe we'll be right in the ballpark of either funding everything or funding, you know, six
And
projects and
we also
funding.
sometimes decide to fund some things partially. We kind of,
Yes.
again, as much as possible, trying to use the funds to draw in other funds. So, etc.
Yeah.
But I guess the point I just wanted to make was that as we go, we are looking at the most highly rated first, and then hopefully able to pretty quickly if something is the most highly rated, my guess is it's going to get funded, and then go from there. So it tends to flow pretty well and pretty quickly because we're sort of talking about the ones that we all feel the strongest should be funded first and getting that money secured for them before moving on to other projects that may not have gotten as high a rating.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other questions or comments?
I want to remind the committee that once this public surveys are going to go out within a few days, in English and Spanish, and I'm going to share links. There's going to be a survey link. It's a Google form. And I'm going to share with all of you, and I'm hoping you share widely with your networks and help get the word out. Yep. It's going to be on the city website, and we'll do there's going to be a PSA, etc. But if you guys can help spread the word about this survey. And the other, last year at this stage, when we're gathering input, we reminded all the projects about the importance of community support, like Jay just did with Jen tonight. And I'm going to send an email to all of them, reminding them that's something you can see in the grid that it gets you points. So that will be reinforced shortly with all of them.
Yeah, so everybody's on an equal playing field. Basically, we make sure we remind everyone of what the scoring criteria is, and that essentially, if you get a bunch of public support for your project, that it's going to be more likely to be funded. So, we don't pick and choose who we tell that information to. We make sure that everything's is given out equally. Make sure that there's fairness to that. So, yeah, so moving on, new business. I don't have anything. I do have a discussion that's going to take a little bit more time about the website, but I'll save that for a future meeting because I didn't put it on the agenda and I don't want to violate open meeting law. But it's I think it'll be a positive change that we're going to recommend, and it'll be another financial savings for us. So I think that's kind of something that we're always trying to be proactive about and not just sit on what we've done in the past and try to look for savings where we can. But I think it'll actually be a better situation. So old business, I just wanted to update folks on the Jones Point project. I know Helene was able to make it, Sarah as well, and Meg joined us. So we had a very positive community meeting about it at Ian White. Everybody had an opportunity to be heard. I think the project is going to move forward almost exactly to how it was originally planned, with a couple of small changes in consideration to the feedback that was given. And I think everybody's going to be happy. I think the neighbors who had concerns, I think their concerns were addressed, and I think like I said, they were given an opportunity to be heard. And we left it on a positive note, and John's kind of moving forward with the project now. So I think that's an important thing is, sometimes maybe we move too fast and it can be complicated. So we want to make sure that we're, taking the time to listen to folks when we can. And I certainly enjoy getting out and hearing what folks have to say. So that was the only old business that we had. It is 6:40. Not a bad little meeting that we snuck in here. I know I do pride myself on the quickness of meetings. Thank you all. Our next meeting is going to be March 4th. There's going to be a good amount of correspondence between now and then. So please keep an eye out in your email. Everybody's always excellent at getting back to us, but there's going to be some time sensitive stuff. And, if anybody has any questions or comments about the process, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Naomi or some of the other committee members who have been here a long time. It's, Chris, Feline, Mary, Michael, have been here for longer than I have. So, there's a lot of experience on this board, so we can certainly get it done. So I appreciate everybody, and we're going to call the meeting. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Take
Thank
care.
you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.